Live triathlon racing finally returns to the blue carpet on the 14th of March, the first World Cup of 2026 from Lanzarote, Spain. Available to watch outside the paywall with a free registration on triathlonlive.tv, along with Friday's first Para Series of 2026 in Devonport and the T100 Gold Coast and Haiku World Cup, both on the 21st of March, all available to watch free on triathlonlive.tv. Now, at the end of February, before the unfortunate postponement of WTCS Abu Dhabi was confirmed, Georgia Taylor-Brown, who was our first ever guest on the World Triathlon podcast back in 2020, dialed in along with WTCS commentator Will McCloy to help set the scene for the start of this new season. The Tokyo 2020 Olympic mixed relay champion and individual silver medalist shared her plans for the start of the LA 28 qualification period coming up in May, all in the context of that outstanding silver in the T100 finals in Qatar last December. Thanks for listening. All right, so just to give a little perspective here at the start for listeners, we're going to cut to the chase. Georgia, we're going to be previewing a big 2026 and 7 and 8, looking back over last year as well and the year out that wasn't a year out. And we have Will McCloy with us, who obviously called the Wollongong World Champs last year. And, well, a bit of a reveal, I suppose, Will, for this year. Go on, what are you up to?
Oh, should I reveal it or should you reveal it?
Reveal.
And now WTCS commentator along with Belinda Granger for the season. I've made it into the big leagues, Doug. What a moment! What a moment!
Just as he was telling us, he don't know anything about triathlon anymore.
No, well, thanks for the stitch up before we started recording. But yes, well, it's been a long off season. I feel.
Yeah. But compared to last year, for sure, and I was both grateful of the fact that we've had this slightly longer period because there's a lot that you need to cram in, but also it's good to have an off season, right? It's good to have a break, come back fresh and fighting, right?
Well, not me. I'm just talking English and eating lollies, mate. I'm not doing anything. It's really not that hard. But Georgia, maybe. I mean, to be fair though, Georgia's had a year off. She basically did nothing the whole year last year, so she should be ready to rock and roll. How many races did you do? 22 races.
So I don't too many.
You know, there's 52 weekends in the year. That's a 40% work rate. You can do better.
Sorry, I know I'll try better this year.
How are you though? Are you fit and firing now? I mean, February never a pleasant time in Europe, but you've been out and about. And do you feel fit and ready to start this new Olympic cycle, I suppose?
Yeah, I think so. When people have been asking me, "Oh, what's your first race? Are you ready?" And it's weird because yes, I'm ready to race, but you don't want to be ready to race. You know, you don't want to be super fit and be like, "Yes, I'm going in, I'm winning the first one." But I feel like I'm ready to stand on a start line and get stuck in and more just learn. For me, I've usually the first race of the season, I see it as it's a bit of a test run. You know, you see. Well, first of all, you have to remember all the bloody equipment that you need, which I'm 3 weeks out from my first race now, and I don't have anything at all. I'm like, oh my God, I need to get so much sorted. But it's good to see where you're at and where your training's got you to for the start of the season. And then it's a good test run to see what you need to learn from the race and how you can improve in certain areas. So yeah, I think the first race, there'll be a lot that I need to work on, especially having. I didn't have a year out, but I had a year out of the World Series racing, which is very, very different to doing the longer style, the longer distance racing. So for me, I know that the swim, I'm gonna have to improve that a lot to get back to the level where I was at, where I'm hopefully making front pack. So yeah, the first one is kind of a bit of a test to see where I'm at, but I've only done, I think I'm on week 4 of training now with my new squad in Girona. So it's not that long, to be putting in a training block. Like I say, I probably need 6 weeks to settle into a block of training, and then I get a bit fitter from that, and then we go from there. But no, I'm excited to race, and it'll be good to get back into racing again at that kind of level. And no, I'm not too nervous yet, but I'm sure the nerves will come.
Quite nice to have a European season starter. We've obviously had quite a few New Zealand, Australia way. But yeah, Lanzarote, very strong British women contingent in there as well.
No, I think it'll be. I mean, yeah, it's the first World Cup there. I don't know loads about the course, but I think there's a bit of a hill on the
It's a good
bike.
hill. It's a
Yeah,
good
a bit.
90-meter climb or so by the looks of it.
Okay, so that suits me. I like that. So yeah, I'm excited to get stuck in and see what happens. And it'll be nice also to race again with Sophie Evans now.
Sophie Evans.
I'm never gonna call her Sophie Evans. She's still a Caldwell to me. Sorry,
I
but
was the same.
as
I was like, who is this? I was looking up how strong the Great Britain squad is, right? And I'm looking at, you've got like different sections. So you've got like Olympic podium team, and then you've got Olympic podium potential team, right? And it's like, I'm like, yeah, Kate Walk, yep, Beth Potter, yep, Georgie, yep, Alex G. I'm like, who is that?
yes.
Sophie Evans. Never even heard of Sophie Evans ever. And I was like, oh, that's Sophie. Yeah, okay, yep. It's bizarre, isn't it? I mean,
It's
even when you look at the podium potential squad, man, there's a lot of high quality athletes in there. The Great Britain squad's going to be off the hook, but this Sophie Evans, newcomer,
Yeah.
going to be solid.
Never met her. I don't know who she is, so I'm excited.
Yeah. And yes, definitely want to come to the sort of rigmarole ins and outs of Olympic qualification and so on. Just to set the tone, I suppose, out of the back of last year, that finished brilliantly, 4th in Dubai, right? 2nd Qatar Championship finals, the win in Phuket.
Yeah.
So actually, like finishing in the top 10 of the PTO rankings, like Will said, on a gap year is super impressive. And I suppose that it was just starting to click towards the end, was it? That the switch up in distance and figuring out how it's, how it all works. And
Yeah, I think I got into the swing of it a little bit. I was very naive going into the T100 and the middle distance sort of thing because I didn't really consider how important nutrition is. I come from doing Olympic distance racing, and you can get away with probably not even having to eat breakfast, And if you miss a few carbs on the bike, you're going to be fine. Like, you're going to get through it. Or if you overfuel, you're probably also going to be okay. It's not quite long enough. Whereas did the T100 in London and then Frejus, and I didn't calculate my carbs. And I just thought, well, these girls are really fast and really strong. So I just put loads more sugar in my bottles and take loads more gels because I need all the energy I can get. And oh my God, it destroyed me. Like, I think I was trying to have between like 140 to 160 grams of carbs an hour. And I'm not a very big human. So that's a lot. And I wasn't training my body for that. Like, I really hate I don't really have a sweet tooth. I prefer savory stuff. So I'm not very good at training my gut on rides and runs and stuff like that. So to go from not really having much to then all of that in a race, it just destroyed my stomach, like massive cramps in my stomach and bloating. And then from that, then my legs just went. So I learned a lot in London and Frejus. And then for the next races after that, I kind of brought my carbs all the way back down to start from scratch, like 60 grams an hour. And then built up by Qatar, I probably was on like 70 to 80.
that's a
So that's
huge difference. Like, who were you taking advice from someone that kicked you onto the 140 to start with, or what was
No,
that?
no. I just honestly, I didn't even
Right.
think about it. Like, I had a plan from the year before when I did Bahrain 7.3, and it worked well. And that was like the plan that I ended up using in Qatar. So I went back to that because it worked. But I don't know, in my head, I just thought, well, I'll just take loads, like, because that's obviously what I should do. And so, yeah, more is definitely more. Um, so I then got it very, very wrong, and I learned my lesson. And yeah, I think that's the biggest thing with the middle distance, and definitely the long distance, but middle distance as well, is more like training your gut, and doing all of those things around nutrition is super important. And I was just, I was very naive about all of that. But no, I worked it out by the end and kind of got into the swing of things as well, with like the effort wise in the race and where to put my efforts in. And yeah, my main goal for Qatar was I just wanted to make the front pack out of the water, because I had not managed to make it in the other races. And I was like, come on, Georgia, one last chance. And I was like, just give everything to this swim. And if I make the front pack, I'm happy. I don't care what happens from here. Just make the front pack. And I had a good swim, so I was happy. And then, the race was good in the end. But I mean, you two were talking about it's been a long off season, but for me, actually, I only finished racing on the 14th of December. So it's not actually, it's only, like 2 months ago that I finished racing.
Well, we'll see. When you do 2 races a year, it's a long off season. Okay, is what I'm saying. You know what? You know when you were doing 140 grams of carbs an hour, that was probably around the same time that you were custom making your suits, and they were all white. So
Yes.
really dodged a bullet.
Very
mate.
brave.
Yeah, but everybody, honestly, like all the girls before the races, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you're wearing white. That's so brave. I'm like, how many times have you actually pooed your pants in a race? And they're like, well, never. But I'm like, well, exactly. Like, you probably wouldn't do it. I mean, it has happened to some people, but I've never done it. So, yes, it's risky, but still, I was willing to take the risk for.
Well, we'll be watching in 2026, mate. If you decide to bump the carbs up, we're not going to miss it. We shouldn't. We've talked about your results at the end of the year, but like you also set a world record, like in the 70.3. Like let's not forget that back in Bahrain.
Yeah. That was a nice day with no wind.
Yeah, it's a great place to race quick, but I guess if you'd gone back and talked to you in July, what would you have said about racing middle distance that you've changed your mind about now that you've got things right? Because at that point, I think there was probably like this valley of disappointment on your progression, where you were like, maybe I'm not cut out for this, or maybe I'm not. And I heard you say stuff like, I'm bored. It's boring. I find it a mental struggle. And then things seem to click, and then has that last 6 months, I suppose, changed your direction for 2026 and beyond? Because at that stage, you're probably like, I think I'll go back to WTCS racing completely, or maybe it's changed now.
No, I still I don't mind the middle distance racing, but it's not where my heart's at. Like my heart, and when I look like me in the future and what excites me and what I want to achieve, I see the Olympic Games and World Triathlon Series and the faster style of racing. It's not that I don't like I was starting to enjoy the middle distance and T100 distance. It is like it's a challenge, but it's a different kind of challenge. It's more like it's really individual, and like it's just you against like your bike computer or your running watch. It's all about sticking to a certain pace because you don't want to blow up. And that's not me at all. Like when I race, it's just like you go all out and you see what happens. I'm not kind of monitoring my paces or how, like, even how I feel really. I just go for it and see what happens. So I didn't, yeah, like, I don't know. It's a weird one. I do still enjoy, and I probably will still do the T100 middle distance races in the future, but my heart is truly in the shorter distance racing. Like, I sat down with my coach and he was like, well, what do you want to go for this year? Like World Series or T100? Because like you could be really good at T100 if you actually put in the work and focus on it. I'm like, yeah, but I don't like when I look at me at the end of the year, I don't think, I would be so happy if I won the T100 series. Like it's really cool. And yes, that would be amazing to do, but it's not where I see myself going. But I do enjoy doing it still because it is still a challenge.
So you're ready for the Olympic qualification scrap. You're the 9th Brit down the world rankings at the moment, right? You're in 89th. Obviously didn't do any racing really last year, any Hamburg. So you and Kate Woff are sort of on the fringes, as it were. So, or do you just show them your Olympic gold medal?
No. That was about 200 years ago. No, yeah, I'm super low on that. I knew that was going to happen. I mean, I chose to take last year out, so I knew that this was going to be the case where I'm at a point where I just have to wait and see what races I'll get into. Yeah, like this year, I've never had to worry about this, and it's been like such a privilege to be able to be like, yeah, I can get into any race I want. And now I'm like, please give me a chance to race. I just want to race. And I'm like messaging the girls like, are you thinking of doing this race, or are you going to do this? Is there any chance that you maybe not going to do this one? So yeah, I just have to wait and see. And now I'll just take whatever race I can get, basically. I would just need to, yeah, if I can get into one World Series and try and have a good result, then that will help massively.
Compared to, 6 months out of the start of Tokyo qualification back in 2018, landscape stretching out ahead of you looked very different, right? So the fact that you can have that sort of a payday and season outside of the series and all of that going on, kind of, does that take a bit of pressure off the whole Olympic dream as well, knowing that that other avenue is kind of there at the same time?
Yeah, I guess a little bit, but not really. I don't know. Obviously, like, yes, the money helps. And Qatar was a really good day. Like, I think I went into Qatar ranked 17th. And you have to be in the top 20. And I was like, well, I can't really afford not to go, even if I finish 17th in the ranking, I make like 28 grand. So I'm definitely going to go. And then I finished a lot higher than that. But no, I think for me, I'm still, I don't think it takes any pressure off at all, because I still want an Olympic. I still want an Olympic individual gold medal. Like, that is still the dream. And I truly believe I could still get that, and I'm willing to work for that. Otherwise, yeah, I wouldn't be giving it a big push now to get that. So yeah, no, I know that this is probably it for me. Like, going into LA will be my final Olympics, because I don't think my body will allow me anymore. But yeah, so I do want to give this one final big push. But yeah, it's hard. Like you said, I'm 9th ranked Brit right now, and so there's only 3 girls that get to go. So yeah, a lot has to change. I have to work on a lot. But that's exciting. It's quite nice coming from the bottom now, and I've got to work my way up. So it's a bit more exciting for me.
What is good is that there's multiple pathways now for triathletes to make money in different ways. And we're just talking about that. But there's like season-long earning strategy. So I think before, even a few years ago, it was like if you win Kona or you win, there's a couple of other one-off races, you'd get a good payday. But now you can go like the PTO way. You can earn, 30 grand for Abu Dhabi, and then 20 grand for every other WTCS race. You can do the Pro Series. I mean, all avenues are open to you on that back end of LA, I suppose, if you want to keep going and move into that. But there's lots of different pathways, and the PTO is really helping with that in terms of creating ways for people to make really good money. It's the best possible time, Georgia, to be Georgia Taylor Brown. Like, if you were Georgia Taylor Brown 25 years ago, we'd be doing this podcast, you'd be in your car, because that's where you would be sleeping.
Yeah.
And now you're in your Spanish castle in Girona, and it's a lot better to be you now than it used to be.
Yeah. Well, you just need to find a French guy with loads of money.
Well, you did it. Congratulations to you. Well done. Oh, just winning.
No, I think it is really good that we've got all these opportunities to race, but at the same time, for someone like me who has like massive FOMO, I'm like, yeah, but I want to do that and that, but then this is on the same weekend. Like, for me this year, Calvavari and 70.3 world champs are on the same weekend, and I'm like, oh, this is so annoying. Can I do both? And I obviously can't do both, but it's so hard for me to choose. And yeah, 2 years ago or even a year ago, I would have said, well, I'm obviously not doing 70.3s. Like, I hate long distance stuff. But now, yeah, I'm like, oh, well, it could be fun to do. And I think finishing 4th in Marbella last year, there's part of me that is like, oh, I'm so close to the podium. And if I can actually work on it and a few things, maybe, and the course in Nice is maybe like a little bit better for me, so maybe I could work on that. And so you're like, oh, but I'm so close. But yeah, I don't, but again, like, it's hard for me to plan, because I just have to go with whatever races I can get into right now. But yeah, there's so many opportunities for us to race, which is amazing. But at the same time, there's almost sometimes too many, because then you feel like you want to do everything and try everything. But yeah, sitting down with my coach, like, he was like, what do you want this year? And I would, as much as I'd still like to do everything and do like gravel races and things like that, I was like, Georgia, the aim this year is World Series. So I really do have to just try and focus on that one thing. And then if it goes well this year and I get my ranking up, then next year I can have a bit more of a choice of what I do, you know, because I can pick and choose what races I want to do them. But right now it's just like get starts for whatever I can.
Is it right that for Brit Tri you have to have had a World Cup podium or even gold to get put forward for a WTCS if there are other people ahead of you that put their hand up? Or
Oh God, I don't know.
you
There's
know,
so many different points to
Georgia's never had to worry about this because she's always been the
exactly.
boss.
I've never had to worry about it. But like
I
there's so
just
many there's so
think
many different points. Yeah, there's different levels. It's like Olympic
Mm.
medalist, and then it's like a top 5 at the grand final, then a top 8 at the grand final, then multiple top 15s at World Series, or like a podium at a World Series. But yeah, like the criteria is getting harder and harder because we've got so many girls now at the top. They're having to make the criteria a lot harder to get into races, because otherwise it's open to so many of us now. So yeah, I think it's just choosing which ones I can get into. But if I can just have one good result, then I'm good.
And a 10 race series helps that as well, I guess, doesn't it? 9 plus
Yeah.
the finals, but that at least means, you know, people aren't, obviously Lisa Turch was the only one that did every race last year and there was 8. So that in itself is going to open up start lines, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully start lines won't be full. I actually don't think there was a single full start list for the women last year.
Yeah.
I don't even think.
Are you ruling out long distance for this year then? Like, so for example, if you go and you get 5 great results in WTCS racing and then 70 points free worlds is on the same weekend as Calvi and you're like, I think I can go and do 70.3 worlds. You've got to qualify for it, obviously, but that's an example.
Qualified in
Oh,
Bahrain.
you're already qualified. Sorry.
Yes, that's
So-
quite nice that it's done.
So is that can you see these things dropping in later on if things go well? Because with 5 scores plus the final at Pontevedra, it's possible to do. Granted, Nice is 2 weeks before Pontevedra and you want to win the grand final, so there's that. But is it a straight no or is the little devil on your shoulder saying, well, maybe if things work out for me, I could probably fit something in?
There's definitely a little devil there. Yeah. And like, if I can get 5 results, and it's not so much about the result, it's more like if I feel like I'm in a good place with World Series, like if I'm having good swims, I'm aggressive on the bike, like things are going well. For me, finishing each World Series race this year isn't down to like the number that's going to be next to my name on the finishing sheet. It's more how I feel in like how the race goes and tactics wise. And if I have the big thing for me is the swim, like that's my biggest weakness. So I just really want to work on my swims. It's not so much about the end result, it's how it all feels and if I feel like I can race at the top again. So yeah, I'm like the start of this year, I've not set one of my aims as like, okay, I want to finish in the World Triathlon Series in the top 5. Like I don't really care about, yes, it's nice, but I don't really care about that. I just want to get back into the racing and just understand it again. And I mean, it changes every year as well, and it kind of goes in cycles. You know, sometimes we have breakaways all the time, and then it's a running race, and then it goes back to breakaways. So yeah, I need to just kind of get back in there again and figure it all out.
Because I kind of had you always marked as a front pack swimmer anyway. Then you say you go into the T100 and, you know, that was the goal to try and get, you were missing those front packs. But, you know, in the guys' races, there were not so strong series swimmers coming out front pack of the T100. But for you, it kind of switched. So
Yeah.
how does that work?
Well, but I think for me, because last year, yes, I was training, but I wasn't doing any specific training. I was just doing hours. I wasn't doing anything hard. Like the hardest I was actually going was in all the races that I did. They
Yeah.
were kind of like my sessions. Around that, I was just bobbing along and enjoying training because I like doing that, you know, like going on adventures and stuff. And for me, yes, I can make a front pack because people are always like, "Yeah, but you're a good swimmer. You always make front pack." I'm like, "Well, I have to work so hard on that. Like, I really do have to focus on my swim and put a lot of time and energy into the swim and maybe take that energy out of the other like out of running and cycling and really focus on the swim and making sure I'm coming to those swim sessions ready to go and with like rested and with energy because I do have to work quite hard on that and I wasn't doing that last year, so I didn't expect to swim well at all because I knew I wasn't putting in the effort that I would have been putting in if I was going to these races for results.
So just quickly, you've got to swim in. What was that?
Well, I remember like an Instagram caption of yours was like, so at least I proved everyone wrong when they said that I could smash the races without doing any training. And I've showed you all that I cannot, in fact, smash the races without doing any training. Is that right? That was you, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think it was, what race was it? Maybe it was like Hamburg or something last year. Because everyone was like, oh, yeah, but you'll still, because I'm like, I was like, no, honestly, guys, I've really not done the training for this at all. Like, yeah, whatever, blah, blah, blah. She says this all the time. I'm like, no, I have to actually train. And then I come out, have a terrible result. I'm like, I told you I have to train for these races. So yeah, I do. People are like, oh, but you're so talented. I'm like, no, I actually do train hard. I promise. Like when I was younger, I didn't train as hard. I could get away with it a bit more. But now, like I do actually have to put in the work and the effort and hopefully get some results. But no, I was actually happy that I had bad results at the start because then I could go back to people and say, I told you I have to work hard. I don't just lounge around all the time and get a good result.
Isn't it annoying, Doug? It happens to us both as well all the time when people are going on and on and on about how talented we are. How annoying. God, what a pain. I don't know how you cope.
Well, exactly. I'm not talented, am I? I have to work hard.
Hamburg was a wild choice to come back to last year. I think I said that just before the briefing as you were in there, because that's not one of the kind of easier re-entry points as far as series racing goes.
No, yeah, I don't even like Hamburg, to be honest. I never have a good race there. And but
apart from winning your world title there, but that's
but that was also in a different place.
Well, right, yeah, true.
But it was more because we were in Roth for Vince, and so we just got the train over to Hamburg, so it just worked out. It just worked out better. Because I was following around Vince,
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't. I didn't think I was going to do any World Series, and then I was like, let's just go do one.
Yeah. But I mean, so I suppose I'm thinking about the middle distance, and then it clicked. It took a few races to click there. Maybe that was more fueling and so on than physical. But the clicking back is obviously something that you need to try and get hold of now. But in Hamburg, you ran faster than Lisa Turch in the same time as Emma Lombardi in that Hamburg. And that was after, and this is, with your not really training too hard head on. So as far as positives to take away, they're two pretty big ones, right?
Yeah, there's bits of it where after the race you're like, it wasn't all that bad. But I think I did come a minute down out of the water. So there's also some negatives there. And that was just the 750 swim. So yeah, I can still maybe have some run legs, but I don't know where Emma finished that race, 4th or 5th. And I finished maybe 15th. So again, like even there, we might have had the same run time, but my transitions are so slow. So for me, it's all those little things. I mean, Will's done the commentary on Super Try. He knows how bad my transitions are. And I always say to everyone, I'm like, it is a miracle that I have ever won any Super Try race, to be honest, because my transitions are embarrassing. I'm like, I get angry with myself if I see videos playing back. I'm like, this is awful. What am I doing? Why am I just like sat down having a sleep? But it's crash. Someone just break in.
Is that you, Doug?
This little guy just fell off. He was getting too excited.
Oh,
He's got a little bobblehead on his desk. He was getting bored of you
Secret
going on
Santa.
and on. Yeah, he's getting bored of you going on and on about how bad you are and stuff. This is the 3-time Super Tri champion here. Like, basically couldn't be beaten the entire time. Oh,
But
there's one section of my race that goes for 10 seconds. I didn't do well, but I smashed everyone in the entire 50 minutes. The rest of it. Okay, fine. Yeah, whatever.
the transitions are bad, so it's something that, yeah, that for me is a big thing. I have to work on that.
So a 10 race series, Will, you're going to be calling it. Georgia, you're going to be back for as much of it as we can find. Hamburg is it's the 25th edition of Hamburg, which is nuts.
Whoa.
Every single year since 2002, even during COVID. And it's a classic, right?
He's probably done them all. He's that old.
Yeah. Zing. So, and there'll be one in London for the first time in over a decade, I guess, which is obviously amazing. It's a course, whatever variation of it there will be from both Super Tri and T100. That also means there'll be more Brits starting slots available if needed, right? Up to 7. So very good.
Yeah.
But just give us your sort of, like an overview, a little holistic overview of the series in 2026, as it is for you compared to maybe like when you were starting out. There's people kind of saying, a bit of the shine is compared to the golden era of the early 2010s, perhaps. And you could say that Carlo Vivari, we now have some more idiosyncratic courses like Carlo Vivari rather than iconic like Sydney or whatever. But, I suppose, just your kind of overall view of the series now and whether it really matters. Is it more about the course? Is it more about the city? Obviously, you want eyeballs on a race. And if you're trying to bring people to triathlon, doesn't care if a course is legendary if nobody's heard of the place in a way.
Yeah, I think for me, I grew up watching. Well, I grew up. I mean, I did my first triathlon at 16, so that's when I kind of started to watch triathlons. I wasn't like interested, or I didn't really know about triathlon before that. And so I'm watching like the Madrid course, and then the Lausanne course, the Stockholm course, like all of those courses I would watch, and I'm like, whoa, these are amazing. And I also got the chance to race in Lausanne for the grand final in 2019. And so for me, I would love to have courses more like that, like the Calvavari course, and things a bit more challenging, more hills thrown in there and just making it a bit more exciting. Because it is, when it's a flat course, it ends up kind of everyone comes together and then it's a run race. So for me, I am excited to race the Calvavari course as well, because I did that as a World Cup in 2020. Yeah, it was 2020. Yeah. When we kind of got opened up to do a few races again. And it was really, really cool. Like, I really enjoyed it. But yeah, it's good that we've got so many races this year, and it'd be interesting to go back to London, see what that course is like. And so, yeah, there are new venues and courses are changing. But for me, like, I would love to go back to when we had all of the crazy courses. Like the ones I just mentioned, Madrid, and they were really, really cool to watch. And even like the London course in Hyde Park was insane. The crowds are always incredible there. But yeah, I think I like a hard, honest course. And for me, that involves hills and then some technical stuff in there, not just like long straights.
I suppose it has to. It inevitably brings a little bit of extra sparkle if it's Madrid or Sydney or Auckland is in the title as well, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And if you have like pretty venues like Lausanne, swimming in the lake, but that course is so cool. I wish we could go back to that course. It was a really, really cool course. It was very, very hard.
So LA Olympic qualification, and just I suppose the sort of ins and outs of how that might look, and that's obviously just been approved as well. And one of the first routes will be Hamburg Mixed Relay World Champs, right? So that will immediately qualify 2 men and 2 women to a start list, or one NOC will be guaranteed, as you guys did in Montreal ahead of Paris, right?
Yeah, I think obviously the dream is LA, but this year I honestly don't know much about the qualification process at all, even like when it opens, all of that, like the points and stuff. For me, this year is more just trying to get back into racing again, and then I'll see where I'm at and if there will be a chance for me to qualify for LA at all. And
That's what we do, right? Here's the plan. The plan is send some of the younger Brits out to Hamburg to win the mixed team relay title, and then get better slowly, and then just take one of those spots that they earned for you for LA.
Get down.
Yeah, like, no, thank you for your service.
Yeah.
You can go to the next one.
Go.
This is my last one. This is what I'm doing.
Come on, you're like 15. Give me a chance. You've got loads of years left.
Exactly. So good on you. Thank you. A little pat on the head. Thanks for winning that. No worries.
Yeah, that's
I don't like Hamburg. I don't think I'm going to bother coming.
Yeah.
But I'll see you. I'll see you in LA. Well, I won't see you because you didn't get selected.
You won't be there, but you'll have to watch me on TV.
Yeah, no worries. Like like a slowly winding up, like a diesel engine starting now.
Yeah.
And peaking in July 2028. And everyone else can do the hard work for you, because God knows there's enough Brits to do it. Like, there's so many.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I love racing relays, but will I even get a chance to race a relay? There's 9 women and there's not that many relays to fill this year. So yeah, it's I just have to wait and see. But there's just so many, even the men now, actually, we have a lot of men, like a lot of younger guys. I think we've had maybe 3 or 4 new guys come onto the program this year, younger guys. So yeah, there's
What you got? Like, Alex is back. Connor Bentley, Ollie Conway is going to be great.
Yeah.
Dickinson,
Max Stapley. I don't think we'll see much as Sam Dickinson will be, but Jack Willison. It was interesting to see Dijkstra go to the Netherlands, though, or obviously he's between now, but will be racing for the Netherlands. It seems like he would have had a pretty good the way he's been racing.
I didn't know that.
You really know that either.
I didn't.
He's taken the vacated spot by a long-time Dutchman, Richard Murray.
Yeah. I actually, I did not know Ben was going to the Netherlands.
Yeah,
it's not. But I know that his mom or his dad are from there. I don't know which.
Think about that surname in that context. Then it's like, okay, I hadn't occurred to me, but you know, that guy was putting in some absolute freaking performances last year, and I would have thought he'd be one of the front runners for a top 3 potential. Not that we've had 3 men for the last 2 Olympics, right? It's been the women.
Well, we haven't even mentioned that wild card Sophie Evans yet.
Yeah,
she's in the mix because she would do anything.
We don't know what country she's transferred from.
She could be anything.
So you've actually talking about your swimming. You've got to bounce to a swim session quite soon. What just gives a little glimpse of the group at the moment out there then, and how is this a session that you're going to be looking forward to? Are you sort of getting your teeth into them, or you know, is it the hard yards already?
Session. Well, I'll go. I think it's just me and Cass swimming together for this session.
Nice. So she's not a bad person to be trying to keep up with.
There's more talking than swimming. Talking, moaning. No,
who does more moaning out of you and Cassandra?
No,
not
me. Definitely her.
That would be my answer as well.
She does a lot. I'm like, go do the session. She's like, yeah, but no, I don't want to hear it. Go. So I just keep her in line, to be honest. I'm not taking anything. But no, it's really cool. So yeah, me and Vince kind of I decided I needed a coach. After last year, I was just self-coached. And I needed a coach to be here, like on the ground every day, seeing me and to have a group around me. So We chose to go with Glenn, and now it's a big group actually. We have quite I don't know, there's probably 16 to 18 of us in the group, so it's quite big and a good little girl squad. There's not loads of us, but that's quite nice. And yeah, I get to train next to the opposition every day, next to Cass, see what she's doing. Yeah, eyes on her all the time. But no, it's been really fun actually. I'm enjoying it. It's nice to be in a group again, and I realized, like, Glenn sets the sessions for the week and tells you what time you get to the pool and what time you start the bike, and it's so nice because last year me and Vince were just kind of doing our own thing. Like, Vince was obviously coached by Joel, but we'd say, "Oh, let's go and ride at 9 o'clock," and then 9:30 we still not left the house. So it's nice to have a routine again and stick to it. And you realize how much easier that is not having to think about the timings and setting sessions and stuff. So no, I'm really enjoying it, and it's just nice to be around people, and it's fun to train alongside Cass. There's a lot going on.
I have no doubt. What's Vince doing before we let you go? Like, what's he doing for season 2026?
He'd like to qualify for Kona this year. So yeah, this is probably his final year because he's well old. So
How old is he?
he's
36?
gonna be 37.
Oh, mate, 1 foot in the grave. That's it.
Well,
That's over.
he said he was like, with the Super Tri just being a one-off race this year, he's like, maybe I could come back for the Super Tri. I was like, no, Vince, like, some of the kids there, you've got 20 years on them. You cannot, like, sorry, you can't come back. There's just too much of a difference.
Tell him we're happy to put on a Masters race for him.
He'd love that. So yeah, no, his plan is to qualify for Kona this year. So probably go and do Texas Ironman in April. And then it'll be mostly just getting a big block of training in to get prepared for Kona. And then yeah, I can hopefully go to Kona and watch him because October's quite quiet, which would be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds boring. It sounds so much more fun doing what you're doing, which is like race quite a bit, race short, have fun with or the other option is to race once, qualify, and then train for 6 months at long distance.
I don't
Oh,
that.
God.
No, but he
That's
loves this long distance stuff. Like, honestly, I couldn't think of anything worse. Everyone's like, as this, like, "Oh, so you're gonna do an Ironman?" I'm like, "No, I'm not doing an Ironman. Why would I do that?" Like, "Oh, yeah, whatever." I'm like, I actually don't want nothing about that interests me in the slightest. I don't even wanna do a marathon on its own, never mind doing a whole Ironman. So, but he loves it. He loves the training for it, but not for me. So,
Was Roth his first full Ironman?
yes.
Yeah. And I can imagine your sympathy levels were through the roof after that, were they?
Well, yeah, but
He was hobbling for a while, no? That looked sore.
yeah, it was also just stressful to watch that race because I knew that he hadn't been running for 4 weeks before, and I knew how much he wanted to do the race and do well and how much he put into it. And so I was like, please just let his calf hold out for the run. And it didn't, but he still managed to get through it. Because I think his calf tore at like 7K into the run. And the physio was saying, he's saying his calf's gone. And I was like, no, but then he somehow managed to finish. And I honestly don't know how. It was crazy. But yeah, he loves that stuff. So good for him. You do what you love to do.
The older you are, the tougher you get, mate. Like a pair of old boots.
Oh, really? Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, 100%. Or you're also more breakable, so there's that as well. Like,
Right.
like when you're 6 years old, you get injured from falling out of a tree or falling off your bike. I now get hurt from like, I slept funny or I yawned too hard.
No, but I have that. Like, you wake up in the morning, you're like, I slept funny on my pillow. Like, I won't be able to turn my head for like a week.
Yeah, well, you're there. See, because you're in your 30s now. That's what happens.
Yeah, I look at
100%.
shoes. I'm like, oh, they haven't got enough support for me. I won't be able to wear them.
Yeah, comfort over style now.
They're really pretty, but no. I'll have a stress fracture.
Yeah, I mean, wearing Crocs in Girona is a pretty big statement, but you can do it if anyone can pull it off. It's you.
I'm not a Crocs girl. I'm sorry. Like if
one day.
that's yeah, you can do what you want, but not for me. I don't want Crocs.
I'm totally ruining Doug's podcast here, by the way. Like he's got all
Great
serious,
stuff.
he's got all these serious
This is
questions,
beautiful.
and I'm like, yeah, well, what about this? What about this?
What
Completely
about
irrelevant
Crocs?
topic.
Have you seen those cute
Yeah,
ones?
exactly.
Lights on them now.
And he keeps going. Anyway, back to the Olympic qualification. I'm like, right, sorry, of course.
7.3
it's
to
a double grilling, Aussie and Brit.
I'm here now, though. I'm Spanish now. You forget. Yeah. I'm also doing Duolingo. I celebrate your streaks, Georgia. I see you pop up.
Do you see me? I have nearly 800 days, Will, and I still don't know any French.
Jesus, is it like the Strava of language? You can see how other people are getting on.
Yeah, it's like Georgia did 700 days in a row, celebrate her, and I'm like, kudos to you, boo, no worries.
Didn't hear anything back.
Any in return. I'm like,
I think you need to focus on the vocab and not the.
Yeah, I think just do your own work, Will. Stop looking at what everyone else is doing. Stop comparing. One guy we Googled 12 years his streak is.
Oh my
Sorry,
God.
but after 12 years, you still don't know the language. I think
That's
just
actually
it's game over. 12
He must be
years.
the guy that invented it. It's not even been around for 12 years.
Yeah, what the heck? That's crazy.
Wow.
Anyway, sorry. Oh, I could go about all of the Duolingo, the cast. I know them all.
me too. You got deep Lily vibes, by the way.
Oh, Lily. Bonjour, ça va?
Dude, Doug's getting left out here.
I have not a clue, Mike. You're doing French and Spanish? You're just going for the full double broaden at the same time?
No, just French. But yeah, Lily and Cass are quite similar, actually. No,
Cass.
like, yeah.
Oh, Cass. Yeah, got the same.
Mon ami.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Doug's a lot like Oscar, as I recall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, he'll find out when he gets it.
Yeah.
You've got to go. You got to go swimming. Yes,
Anyway,
is that what's happening now?
Yes.
Need to do Duolingo.
Me too now.
Georgia, thanks ever so much. Well, we look forward to Lanzarote outside of the pole, like I said. So all eyes on that race. Great
Right,
stuff.
thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.